MAGFAST, the speedrun marathon here at MAGFest to support Child's Play. We're starting here with, yeah, applause for that. They do great work, and we have a lot of fun here and do a lot of going fast. Next, we have Final Fantasy II being run by Ninnyz. Ninnyz, do you want to introduce yourself, your run, and your commentator?
I'd love to. My name is Ninnyz. I have never really done an in-person thing like this before, so I'm super excited to do it as my first. You may remember me from the last run that we did. I did a Hollow Knight randomizer last time, and we had a very interesting series of events that happened with that. I have done a lot of work with this game, Final Fantasy II. I wrote an entire guide proving to anybody that they can learn how to speedrun if they so choose. So if you're interested in it, I will hand you the Google Drive link, and you can play through this game and learn how to speedrun yourselves. With me, I have a friend who's also learned how to speedrun the game using this guide, my friend Strunk Chonkler. Say hello.
Hello. How's it going?
He's here, but not.
I am here in spirit as well.
I love it.
I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully, Final Fantasy II doesn't troll you as much as it's done everyone else.
It's certainly fun, but we have a little bet going on, so I'm ready to go whenever we are. Am I counting us down? Sorry, can't hear. Okay. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Good. Mouse is bothering me. Alright, so as always, we open on the most peaceful of all the villages, never a wrong thing ever happening.
As is the start to every single Final Fantasy game ever.
Oh, yeah. Fire on the village. Classic.
It is a classic. You know, there's not really a Final Fantasy without it, especially considering it was the second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both Final Fantasy II and Final Fantasy II had fire on the village.
You go.
US 2 and Japan 2. I wonder how many people were confused if US thing 2 on the list and thinking, huh, maybe they mean 4. I don't think so. I think our crowd's smarter than that.
Absolutely.
So, general story kind of going on. Evil Emperor comes, attacks the king and queen, takes over their castle, forces them out of their peaceful village. They are forced to relocate in a refugee camp. And unfortunately, our main characters also find themselves on the run and attacked by the Emperor.
Alright, are we doing Guy Gang today? We got Guy Gang, right?
Fire Young Gang. Ooh, Guy Gang, look at you.
Yes! Guy Gang, every time. This one's gonna PB now, so.
Well, game's over.
That's how it works. Oh no, did everyone die? They're not meant. Oh no! Oh, they're not meant to do that.
That's the Twitch delay for you right there, friends. Do we want this? Is this immersive?
That's right. Tyrion and his friends are gonna get some kind of revenge.
They're the Revengers.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah. Everything's cooler when you're already behind.
Also, the music in this game is fantastic.
Oh,
like,
great.
they've done a phenomenal job in the Pixar remakes.
They're all kind of themed around an instrument. I know Final Fantasy IV is a lot more like horn-based. So the way that this game advances a lot is by keywords. So we're going to be doing a lot of learning and asking of keywords.
Yeah.
Let's out of this. Nope. Alright, so Guy Gang, let's be Guy. So in the guide I tell everybody to go get the shields, but we're not going to do that, because that's not fast.
Oh, guy gang, let's go.
So we're gonna fight every fight up until just after the snowcraft and the snow cavern. The purpose of this is to get us a little bit of money, a little bit of levels on our respective weapons. So we need to get a certain amount of levels on unarmed, on shield, and for Furion we need to get a specific amount of levels on sword. One of the cool things about the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster is the fast forward button. You can see it in the top left there. It allows you to kind of get through some of the more tougher parts of this game, some of the grind, and it takes a lot of that out. A common complaint with Final Fantasy II is its leveling mechanic, meaning the more that you perform a certain action or a certain spell, it allows you to get more of that specific level or upgrade that spell. Now, in previous versions, like the PlayStation version and the original Famicom version, there was a problem with that where the spell, if you leveled up fire and you were also doing physical damage, it would decrease your physical damage. So you'd always have this balance in between, am I going to be a mage? Am I going to be a melee focused? What is the focus of my character? Or the focus of like the build I'm going for. Thankfully, the PlayStation portable version and up have really kind of made it a little bit more approachable, less harsh, and you do not lose stats as you move along and level up other things. So you can freely take every single character to the absolute maximum.
Yeah, when I first played this game, so the Pixel Remaster was the first time I ever played this game, and I found that the best strategy was to have someone heal, like just be a spellcaster, and then essentially keep Furion and Guy berserked in haste at all times, and it worked a charm. That's what you're doing in this run, right? Is berserk in haste?
No, don't have time for berserk in haste.
Oh, but haste means you go fast.
Not always, my friend. Sometimes the removal of a mechanic allows you to go just as fast as utilizing a mechanic. Plus, to be able to get berserk and haste scrolls trained on all characters takes a little bit of time to go through that. So, we're gonna go ahead and talk to our friend here. Good old Scott. Nothing ever bad happened to Scott.
You did get a sweet ring out of it, though.
He does get a Ghost of Swing Ring. And then he promptly dies.
It's a shame that you can't equip the ring. Like, imagine if you got like a protect ring right at the start of the game.
What do you think the ring would do? Do you think it's just a defense bonus?
I think you summon Scott into the battlefield, or at least the spirit of him.
Oh, is this World of Final Fantasy?
Yes, absolutely it is.
Just the Prismarium of Scott?
Yes.
What does Scott do?
It gives
He's
your
got nothing.
party a bonus to... Essentially just gives you Blink, I would assume.
A hearty bonus to
spirit.
Blink.
Yes.
Awesome. I mean, who doesn't like Blink? Blink is a really nice spell
Well,
in this
I
game.
mean, you're not trying to get hit at the start of the game, are you?
No, but Blink is a really nice spell in this game. It adds additional evasion to your characters, which is something that we are trying to do. That's the whole purpose why Maria and Guy have shields on. So increasing your shield level while you have no other armor equipped increases your agility. I don't know why, but I do know that it calculates into your evasion. That's also why we took all the armor off of Furion at the beginning. We wanted to make sure that Furion, whenever he leveled up, had the most amount of chance to get more agility. That way, we'll suffer less hits.
Well, a nice miss on Furion, though.
Yeah.
He's hoping Furion stays alive for the rest of it.
It's not that big of a deal if any of them die, as long as all of them don't die by the time that I make it back here. Because by the time I get back here, we have access to Minwu, so we barely made it out here.
Oh, there goes Furion.
Just Queen Maria.
Oh, Guy! Oh, no! Oh, you're fine. It's easy.
It's really funny listening
incredible...
to you react to the the stuff like 10 seconds later.
The good thing about all the spells in this game, like Life, Cure, all that kind of jazz, is they're actually castable on the entire party at once for the same amount of
Forgot to
MP.
ask.
And so we'll be doing that throughout the run as well. because there's no need to use spells for damage in this game. So we only use them essentially for healing and teleporting and raising the party. And so you'll see probably in the next 20 or so minutes, we head to a town and we buy a couple of teleport tomes. Life tomes and teleport tomes. Life tomes we're going to teach to a couple of our party members, but the idea is that we don't want the spell to level up, because with each consecutive level, the MP usage goes up as well. So we're going to try and keep that as low as possible.
So we're going to go from here, we're going to go to our first couple of series of ship buys and ship travel. The good thing about this speedrun is that there's not a lot of whole manipulation to learn. You don't have to learn about like step counts or nothing of that. All you got to learn is how to go from point A to point B. It's a perfect introduction to your first RPG speedrun.
There is, as Ninnyz was saying a while ago, there's the encounter rate for every dungeon is essentially the same. So it takes, how many steps is it for encounter? Is it between 9 and 15 steps? Something like that?
I don't remember.
It
varies depending on which seed you land on when you start the game, and then how many additional steps you've taken inside of like a town. Like it gets to that point, so I don't foresee there ever being a step count for this game, just because in order to figure out what seed you land on, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah. And so you'll find that in Summit Falls, the first place we go, we'll have the same encounter rate as the last dungeon in the game, which turns out is a relatively high encounter rate. But if you've just come off playing Final Fantasy 1 like I had, it's a super low encounter rate. I think in Final Fantasy 1 it's every 4 or 5 steps to get an encounter. That is essentially double in Final Fantasy 2.
Yeah, thankfully, I believe all the Pixel remasters have the same kind of table that they utilize for their encounter rates. Final Fantasy 1 on the PSP has been pretty notorious for having an awful lot of encounters. And then overall, I believe Final Fantasy 4 is known, at least the Super Nintendo version, is known to be like the most lousy with its encounter rate. It gets to the point where sometimes you can land on a seed where like you just get out of an encounter, you take another step, another encounter, and then 3 more steps, another encounter. It has to do with a table that I don't readily remember for Final Fantasy 4, but it cycles through, and whatever seed you're on, it has a specific tier list of what you're going to land on and what kind of encounter you're going to have. And then the frame rate, or the frame counter that you're on, determines if it's a preemptive, a backstab, all of that. So it's all kind of like eye glazing over kind of information. But for people that really love to get really kind of into the step counts, the process, and like the encounter rates, like all those finite details, it's super fun to deep dive into. I highly recommend anybody to go into those kind of discords, like the Final Fantasy discords, and even if you're not curious about the speedrun at all, sometimes just being curious about the mechanics of it will light up any speedrunner that, oh, yeah, I love this game. Let me talk about it for 30-40 minutes.
Going hard there, friend. Absolutely. Well, you put a bunch of research into the notes, so if anyone has a bunch of information about this, it definitely.
Yeah. So thankfully, poor Scythe, who currently is the world record of this category for Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster, and Delon have done a lot of work on this to kind of optimize the current route that I'm using, which kind of minimizes the amount of time that you have shields on Guy and Maria. It's really only in just these first beginning sections, just so that way they can get additional evasion, because we are going to rely a lot on Maria and Guy to get us through these boss fights, as much as we're going to rely on Furion to land these attacks on the enemies with the swords, because the entire route of this revolves around Furion getting 2 swords, the Ancient Sword and the Sleep Sword. The Ancient Sword curses enemies, which lowers their strength defense, special defense, and special attack. I know they're Pokemon terms, but they're kind of universal. But it makes it so that way, in layman's terms, they don't hit as hard and they die faster, which is good for a speedrun. But it's also good for safety. Speaking of safety, do you want to talk about the great features about the Pixel remasters? Or maybe I will. So the Pixel remasters have a unique feature along with the PSP versions that allows you to quick save anywhere, and it also allows you to autosave. So every time I enter a room, enter a town, leave a town, what have you, it will autosave. So let's say that you're learning this speedrun and you accidentally sell an item you're not supposed to, load an autosave. It'll put you right back at the beginning of that shop. So it makes it even more user-friendly, in my mind, to learn any of the Final Fantasies on the Pixel Remaster as a speedrun.
I apologize. The delay is it's this Australian internet. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's okay. I know that we kind of pulled you in here last second, so just super happy to have you and not have to do all this by me lonesome. So we're gonna grab this fire tome here. For anybody that knows RPG speedruns, whenever we're getting a chest, it's pretty much because we're going to utilize that key piece of item. So in the older run, we have you picking up this fire tome. It's going to be utilized on a mob later on, just to kind of get through it super quickly, not have to worry about the battling. Later on, we're going to be buying more fire tomes. It's going to get us through a scripted battle. In the beginner notes, I have you actually fight that battle just to make sure that Furion, Maria, and Guy have appropriate levels for their unarmed and sword skills respectively. So that's our second ambush, if I'm not mistaken. They're keeping tally, and Maria got nuked again. So if there's
No,
any...
it's our third ambush. Absolutely, it's our third ambush.
Okay. If there's any donations, we're kind of just getting on a little bit of nitty-gritty aspects of this game. If there's anything to read. Coming up on the menu here, we're gonna take all of our shields off of Maria and Guy and never put them on ever again.
Oh, this is where you take off your shield. Oh, wild. Okay.
Where do you do it?
Oh, my last run, I just didn't put them on ever. I just decided I would take them off entirely.
You can do that. So, first boss of this video game, just the sergeant, and it's unfortunate that Maria died. The way that you level up in this game, obviously you have to stay alive, but the only way that you get your stats upgraded is if you take a hit and survive. So by taking a hit and surviving, you actually gain experience points as long as you level up. Another interesting thing, or frustrating thing depending, is every time that you teleport, it always puts your character in critical health, no matter how much health they have.
Yeah, I found that was like one of the biggest things. That I would go into a fight now and be like, oh, why is Furion one hit away from death? Oh, that's concerning. Oh, right, just teleporting. You know.
Oddly enough, that's actually where most of the potions go in this entire run.
Yeah, well, I noticed you didn't get the 3 at the start either. So there's 150 gil loss right there.
think my Maria is under-leveled on physical attack.
So you'll find throughout the run that Maria will have just the least amount of health. And not only is it because it's like, sort of like a snowball effect, that she'll get hit and she won't be able to survive, so she'll die, so her health will increase slower, which means that more times she's hit, more times she dies, which means it's just sort of a snowball effect that by the end of the run, if she's got above 150 HP, you're doing incredibly well.
There we go. Get them hands up, Maria. So, as far as we are on the plot, we were told to go to the cave. We've got to get ourselves some mithril. And if you're playing this casually, it allows you to get the mithril items, which will be your natural progression in like your equipment. We don't care about that though. We're just kind of advancing the plot. So we're going to drop the mithril off of the blacksmith. We're going to pick up some fire tomes. And then we're going to be on our way back. Next location we'll be heading towards is BAFT. And I also pulled a U. I forgot to pick up a Dreadnought after I got Minwoo.
Oh god, happens to the best of us, champ. The at least it's you know, you're coming back to Altair anyway.
Yeah.
But as you were saying about the natural progression of weapons with the mithril, we were talking about the fact that the hands are you unequip the bucklers from Maria and Guy, and that's because if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if you already said, but bare hands are essentially the strongest weapon in the game, unless they're weak to something.
Time to get ourselves some fire tomes. And we're out of here. So our next plot point is we got to get the pass. The pass is what's going to allow us to get through the Emperor Spy. They need to see our badge.
Yeah, and that's what you need to learn Dreadnought for, because you can't get into the town without doing it.
100%.
And so you'll find that essentially this game, I imagine because it was the second one, they were just testing out the whole getting item from A to B, essentially, and then getting new item and going from A to B. There is a part where you can go A, B, and then to C, where they thought they would branch out for a second. But essentially, it's pretty straightforward. And for a you know, second Final Fantasy game, they really tried to change the mechanics. I think it worked for the better. I quite like the idea of the whole learning keywords and going and talking to folk and having to do that kind of stuff. But I don't know if they explained like where to find the keywords as well as they could.
They did. In typical Final Fantasy fashion, the first and second games are heavily based on whether or not you're talking to NPCs. So the first Final Fantasy draws a lot of its inspiration from Dungeons and Dragons. So spells have slots, they have usages, and you can only cast a spell a certain amount of times. That comes from the inspiration from Dungeons and Dragons. How he doing that? How are you walking through those walls? But the audience didn't find the spell slots to be enjoyable. They felt it limiting, so they decided, well, what if we take off the limits? What if we make it so that way you build your party?
Well, that comes from a Dungeons and Dragons mechanic, doesn't it? The sort of style of having spell slots and having a certain number of them per day before resting and that kind of jazz.
Yeah, they brought that back in Final Fantasy III. It's because they got counter feedback from this game. So they started out with that, they went to this game and they let the player kind of choose their own destiny with this one, and then they got feedback saying we don't like that, so they went kind of back to I would say a 50% of this and a 50% of the job of the spell slots, which is where the job system came from. Which I will say that out of all the Final Fantasy 3s that are out there, the Pixel Remaster is by far the best version of Final Fantasy 3. Not probably the time to talk about 3, but if anybody ever played 3 on DS, they know that the bosses had 2 turns every time they got one, and it was horrible. Both the Final Fantasy 3 DS and the Final Fantasy 4 DS are some of the hardest Final Fantasies ever created.
Yeah, the job mechanics, I think, like, the fact they started in 3 is great. 3 is, by the way, arguably the worst Final Fantasy, in my opinion. Final Fantasy 5, but the thing is, like, Final Fantasy 3 had to happen for Final Fantasy 5 to happen. Final Fantasy 5 is an absolute top-tier video game.
Did not get a lot of encounters in the sewers. Really good.
No, you're not. You're doing incredibly well. Yeah, so, oh, there you go. You'll get one definitely before you get the pass, though.
I don't know. We actually might walk over what would be a normal encounter tile, because oddly enough in my testing I found that if you're moving during a cinematic such as this, and you walk over an encounter tile, it'll just loop until the next stage that you would try to encounter an enemy. So you can actually go straight from there over to the other door and just completely get past it.
Ooh, get the sweet encounter skip. Okay.
It could be.
Right.
I don't know if it's a skip.
Well, I mean, you're skipping an encounter, I guess, because of the cinematic. I imagine because you're walking over the tile with the encounter, the cinematic.
Nah, we didn't get it. It looks like we're like 4 steps away from it. So right now I'm not really worried about anybody dying, but as soon as we lose Minwoo and we no longer have, I don't have life, and if I don't have any Phoenix Downs, that might put a damper on the run. It'll just cause me to lose a little bit of time, nothing too serious. It'll just be something that I have to reload a quick save or audio save for. Yeah,
the idea is that we're going to teach two characters life, assuming the gil is good enough. And that just means that because Phoenix Downs are expensive in this game, especially in the early game, they're 500 gil per, whereas you can buy a life phone for 1,000 gil to get essentially 10 whole party Phoenix Downs per person. So, and then if you ever feel so inclined, there's a mechanic in this game where you can forget spells that you don't want, and so you can relearn it. And I've never seen it happen, but it is possible for you to forget and then relearn life, which means it comes back down to 1 cost again.
Yeah, life's kind of overpowered in this game. Everybody knows that, you know, Phoenix Downs only cure 1 party member at a time, but in Final Fantasy II you can cast life on your entire party. Pretty wild. Pretty overpowered. Alright, oh. Alright, so we're gonna lose Minwoo
so this
for
is what I
time
keep
being.
forgetting to do. Yeah, I've definitely lost a couple of runs to not talking to Sid here.
How do
you
you
go all the way
lose
back
runs?
down to Altair, and then you go, oh, what's the, you know, you're trying to talk about the Sunfire, and the Sunfire isn't in your asking list, and you got to go all the way back, and you essentially lose like a minute and a half. And from that point, it's unless you get great encounters, it's difficult to sort of come back from that because the run's pretty straight.
Alright, back to Altair. Of course, an encounter report. So we're gonna lose Minwoo, which is sad. I like Minwoo. Keeps our party healthy. Really powerful white mage. Basically knows every single white magic spell right off the bat, which is good.
It also helps with that Minwoo knows a sooner as well. I'm pretty sure there's one enemy in this starting area that can
The Queen Bee.
cause, that can actually cause venom, which is like poison, but it lasts outside of combat. So in these early games, stuff like poison, not stone, but like poison and those sort of basic ones, they will stop when you leave combat.
Mm-hmm.
But there's stuff like blindness, curse, that kind of jazz, venom that will sustain post combat. And so stuff like Asuna and Asuna is used for stuff outside of combat. Basuna is used for stuff in combat.
Yeah, kind of confusing, but it's interesting that this was one of the only games that had a poison mechanic, or 2 poison mechanics. So poison cures outside of combat, as Strong said, and Venom does not. I believe it does 1 HP tick per tile, which is worse than Pokemon for anybody that knows about poison Pokemon ticks. And I believe those also started in like poison to Pokemon. Like those ticks, I believe they stopped.
Yeah, but how much damage did that do?
I think it was like
I
5.
thought that was 1 per.
I think it was more. Could be wrong. Making sure I don't sell anything I'm not supposed to. Alright, we're buying the 1-on-1 for now.
We have a donation for $4.20 from SkyHigh23, who says, "What are you doing, Smash Bro?"
I love it.
A reminder that there's still the time to get your vote in on the donation incentive poll for the Final Fantasy randomizer coming up after this for the final boss. So get your donations in. If you're here in person with us, you can visit twitch.tv/magFAST and visit the link in the description to donate.
Well, thank you so much for that donation. Because of that, you gave us Joseph. Joseph famously will not come along unless he's there to help others, and your donation helps others. So thank you.
I hope nothing bad happens to Joseph. I hope nothing bad happens to any of our teammates.
I don't think it will.
Because otherwise, you know, it's a shame, really.
This is such a happy game.
Natural causes, sure, but you know, as long as there's no like horrible like
Indiana Jones style boulder segment
or anything like that.
No.
Yeah, no. As long as there's nothing of that, our party should be pretty cool. Like Joseph's got 235 HP already. Like we want to keep them around, you know.
I mean, this is a fantasy game. Why would they have anything such as like that ever happen? Seems so weird. But yeah, Joseph's a really good monk. We mainly utilize Joseph just for the combat techniques. Joseph is actually going to be the one that's going to be throwing the fire tome that's going to allow us to get the first of the 2 powered swords in this game, which is the ancient sword. Ambushes back to back. There you go. We're starting to get that tally up.
Yep, there you go. Yep, alright, we're at 6, so fair enough. I think half an hour into run 6. I think we're on par to be on the nose for 30.
Such a good battle theme. It's a shame that we don't get into like the meat of it.
Such a good battle theme. I quite like the intro to the boss battle theme.
Yeah.
The that sort of like
the harpsichord.
Like strum. Yeah, the harpsichord. Yeah.
3 ambushes back to back.
Yes. God, I think it was the last run that I did with you, Ninnyz, in the race. Had 8 encounters, 7 of them were ambushes in 10 minutes. So,
I mean, that's how we win. You just force all the ambushes on your opponent.
That's a good way to win a race, turns out.
Cheeky. Alright, so we're going to teach Firion how to cast life and then teleport in that order, so that way we don't accidentally
get to heal.
Teleport all the place. Sort those real quick. Alright. Ria's also a little bit under health, but I'm gonna wait until she gets hit again. No, I shouldn't. Just thinking about that. It just sounded wrong.
Well, Marie, yeah, I guess Marie needs to be on.
She had 25 out of 81 HP. I was like, she's not gonna take a hit.
Yeah. I mean, she can probably survive some hits, especially if they're from these soldiers or elbows or anything like that. But I guess as soon as you come onto the Snoop range, it's gonna be a bit more sketchy.
Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm trying to control who's actually doing combat. I need Guy and Maria to get more levels. Ideally, I would like them to be level 4, but they also do a lot more damage. So Firion at level 5 sword is actually pretty okay. He's actually ahead of where he needs to be right now. So if we're looking at their abilities, it looks like Guy actually is the closest one to level up. The scary thing about this is this actually costs me a little bit of time to do. So this segment might run a little bit over normal, but we're going to be a little bit healthier overall as far as like a marathon is considered, which is ultimately what we're doing. At home, I probably wouldn't care about this, and I would just kind of let everybody attack.
So at home, it would be like, okay, it's alright. You would if Adamantoise takes an extra couple of hits, like it's okay. As long as you didn't get as many encounters. Essentially, that sort of counters each other out. And then as soon as you leave the snow cave, you can get up all your levels here before you inevitably start running away from everything.
Right. The other thing too is that a lot of the enemies in this area, specifically the icicles, Firion doesn't really do all that much damage to. So there's really no reason to have them attack. It's faster just to take the hit and then hope that it doesn't KO one of your characters. Alright, so we might be running into a new status effect that clears after battle, which is Stasis, or Paralysis. I believe the ghouls are the ones that can do it. It basically takes one of the turns away from your character. Every time that you are in the stasis, you have a chance to essentially break out of it. And so by the time that it becomes your character's turn again, it rolls a random number. Either you are out or you are not out of it. It can kind of lock up the party, specifically if I'm doing something like this where I have 2 characters defending and only 2 attacking. Alright, I need Firion healthy because he's the only one that casts life. And ambushed. What do we got? No paralysis? Alright, let's get through this. I don't want to lose too much health. I only have so many potions at this point. Guy's gonna level up here in a minute too.
Yeah, it looks like Guy's doing pretty well. Maria, on the other hand, is not doing great.
Yeah, I'm gonna just have Guy cut through these 3, and that should give him the level.
That's one idea. Yeah. So this room right here is the one that I've found. It's especially if you've only got one of the characters who knows life. I found that it's best to do your quick saves here because it takes marginally less time than dying and then having to restart the room. Because as Ninnyz was saying, quick saves work as soon as you enter. So if you were to die right after you get the chest and you didn't re-enter the room, then if you died, you'd have to go back and go get the chest, which means, and I don't know if Ninnyz explains, when you die, your encounters, like where your encounters are in the room, will stay the same, but the what's in the encounter and whether it's an ambush or a preemptive strike will change.
Thankfully. Because otherwise
absolutely.
you just get locked. If you got locked on like a specific encounter and it was always an ambush, like you could try to hunt for a different tile and hope that you get something different, but ultimately it would just be the same kind of a nightmare. And thankfully it isn't that. It just sucks that you can kind of predict exactly where your step count is going to be and whether you'll get an encounter.
And that's where we would sort of start looking into step counts and jazz, but no need to at the moment. The only other thing is each room only has 3 or 4 formations worth of stuff. So I mean, essentially, it's a 1 in 4 chance of getting something that will kill you. Because also the fleet checks in this game aren't fantastic. We do go and get stuff like when we get onto the Dreadnought, we'll get a piece of equipment that increases. Is it agility or does it just make it go first?
Everything we have increases agility. So the black garb that we get, the thieves gloves that we get, the wing sword, all of that. Any piece of armor, unless it's on Guy specifically, usually increases agility. Until we get the blood sword. Familiar Final Fantasy II fans will know a lot about the blood sword. It's basically the most ultimate weapon in this game. Well,
anyone who's familiar with the PSP Final Fantasy 2 run will understand that we're not. The PSP route uses a bunch of teleport training, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's how you get through encounters.
I think so. I'm not too sure. We lost Maria. Thankfully, it's not an ambush, but it's got like a 6th grenade pack. Alright, we're out of here. Alright, running a little light
That was a very
on
kind of grenade encounter. Oh my god.
the kindest it could ever be, really. But we definitely ran it a little bit closer. I actually contemplated just quick saving there, or quick loading the quick save, as opposed to just using the potions. Yeah, sorry. I should have warned about the fire tome. It is pretty bad on the speakers. I will warn the next time we do the fire tome. Looks pretty though. Y'all like fire here at MAGFest?
It looks very good. The I think Ice Storm looks nicer, but
it's actually a lot less harsher on the ears too. That's why I turned this game down.
If only you weren't going to use 3 of them at once. If only there was a way.
Look, it's the Moogles, and now they're gone.
Are they Moogles? Are they?
They're the beginning of Moogles. They didn't originate until Final Fantasy III, but those ones were supposed to be Moogles. That's where they quick save in this room, because this room is actually kind of mean to me.
They look more like, they look closer to like Moombas or something like that from Final Fantasy VIII.
Maybe? I don't know. I don't know how people feel. How does chat feel about Moogles versus Moombas? I think it's really gonna show...
Moogles for days, right?
Moogles for days?
Okay, alright. The big one is Chocobos. Is it Orc or Quer? They're the big ones. That's the one that splits the room.
That is a divisive topic, my friend.
Yeah, well, gotta start somewhere. Final Fantasy 2 is one of the more... I think it's more of a frowned upon game. So it's very controversial as it is.
Previously, yes.
Start early with the controversial topic.
Yeah, I would think that for anybody that hasn't played a lot of the Final Fantasies, you've probably heard a lot about, oh, I don't like Final Fantasy 2, or I feel like I hear more hate for 2 rather than 3. And I'm over here saying 3 needs more hate. Just kidding. We're happy that the series is on its 16th iteration. Not many games get to see that. Alright. The Batamantoids. So this is pretty cool. You can see how we're not doing a lot of damage. Well, as soon as we can actually connect with the Ancient Sword, you're going to see the damage really spike. There's the connect. And then, oh, there we go. 137, 52. So now Adamantoise is cursed. So all the physical attacks that it does and all the physical attacks that it takes, it has a lower damage check. I'm just so glad that Maria survived through that. She took one big hit at the beginning and then just like Adamantoise decided to be nice. Poor Maria.
Yeah, I was like, wow, Maria took a hit in the first round and didn't die from a non-cursed Adamantoise. I think that blesses the run. This is truly the Guy game.
We are getting an awful lot of hit on Guy too, so. Alright, coming up is a little baby mini-boss, our old pirate friend. And we basically use him as the damage check for the run. We just gotta make sure that Maria and Guy are at least level 4, and if they don't get there, usually this fight is more than enough to give them the ability to get there. So Guy already has it, so we're gonna let Maria do 2 attacks here. Defend, attack, defend, defend. See if we can do that really fast.
There's that.
Nope.
There's that.
I got nervous and I didn't do it. I just didn't want to miss the chance for her to. There we go.
No, of course.
Hurry up. She still didn't even level. Dang, she's a little bit under.
Easy every time.
I think we're just gonna have to live with Maria being under at this point.
Yeah.
She'll catch up.
Yeah, she'll be fine. That's alright. It's no worries. You've got all these encounters coming back. And assuming you don't get, like, 8 goblins on the way back to Salaman, you should be fine. Oh no, there's the rolling boulder. If only we could have predicted this.
Alright, see you later, Joseph.
Okay, so rip Joseph here, but Joseph has now opened up our party slot, and now we can get someone else. So we've had Minru and we've had Joseph so far. The way it sort of goes is we'll progressively get different, essentially characters, but classes as well. So we'll get so we've had a white mage, we've had a monk. We'll get a dragoon, and we'll get a thief. Is she a thief?
Pirate.
Yeah, but pirate's not really a class, though, is it?
It is.
All right, we'll get a pirate as well, and they will sort of take us through to essentially and also a prince, I guess, if we're going by that logic.
Yes. I'd say he's closer to a paladin.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. And we'll get a paladin as well. And that sort of fills up our 4th party slot for the majority of the game. Yeah. And then we'll also get. Oh, damn, she's back there. Sorry, it's not. Sorry, it's great for me. I'm sorry, it's great for me. But yeah, no. Listen, it's unfortunate. And so they sort of fill up our 4th party member slot. And also we like all the stuff that they get. Actually gets unequipped when they leave the party, so we get all of their equipment, which we'll be using quite heavily. Mostly the pirates here will be using a lot of her stuff. But
the rest of it we're gonna sell.
Yeah, the rest of it we're gonna sell and make sweet cash money out of it to buy stuff like high potions, a lot of Phoenix Downs and ethers, which are just the most expensive thing.
1,000 gil each.
Yeah. Like, that's the same as a life.
So you could say that an ether keeps the run alive. Yes, I clap at my own jokes.
Oh, it definitely does. The ether definitely keeps it. Like, without it, because you're at least Furion anyway, although you've got life and teleport on. You'll end up using, obviously, just more mana than anything else. And so the ether restores, is it 10 or does it just go up to 10? Yeah, from there, like, wherever you sort of progress with the game, you'll also, there's also a place coming up where you can get a cottage as well, which is if you're in a real bad shape, you can use the cottage to essentially restore everyone's MP. The health you've got high potions for days by that game.
That's good. Safety. Phoenix down. Alright, we're good. So now I just get to run from fights for the rest of this. Unless they are a scripted battle or run a fight I can't run from. Which there's not a lot of those.
But now comes the tricky part of with the auto battle, because you can do it before, like you can do it in the transition when the encounters rock up. You can get caught into a thing of, oh, I accidentally pressed auto attack or ambush. I accidentally pressed auto attack and my team is set to, attacking or using homes, stuff like that, which is incredibly slow and also could be fatal. So you gotta remember when you come out of the boss, when you press auto attack, you've got to like sort of reset everything back to flee, which is definitely catches you off guard the first time you'll do it.
So usually what I do for that is when I get an encounter, I press X until they just show up, and then I usually kind of buffer it like that really quickly. If I see ambush, I'll just buffer. That way their attacks go by fast, and then I get a chance to kind of react to what's going on.
Yeah, I found that especially with the true last boss of the game, you'll find that like buffering the enemy's turns is incredibly useful, just because those fights are like super long, and so sort of using the auto attack or auto command to let them use their turn is incredibly useful. Because in those battles, you can't just spam attack, or you can't just auto attack unless you're in like a certain situation. So it takes a little bit of time to set up and use your different commands. Probably the only encounter in the game where you don't sort of set up your party right at the start.
Getting a little bit of input delay. That's okay. Wireless controller. That happens. So right now our fastest character is our highest level character, which is Gordon. So usually what's happening is the highest level character is helping us get through the speedrun by allowing us to run. So Gordon is the newest addition, and he's also the highest level.
I guess Gordon was the paladin we were alluding to.
Yes.
As you could tell, because their MP is higher than everyone else. That's what
15 is higher than everybody else.
A defining feature of whether they're meant to be using magic or not.
I mean, what? Minwoo started with like 78? Minwoo's definitely faster than everybody else, though. It's crazy. How did I do that? I had all the things all laid out. That's ADHD for you. Hold on. Yay. Alright. Always be fidgeting. Yeah, classes. So, the last time that they ever had darkness be represented with glasses on our characters is Final Fantasy VI. It's a fun little trivia for you.
Really?
Also, blindness in Final Fantasy VI does not affect their accuracy. It's actually kind of a broken mechanic. So you can look cool the entire time you're playing Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, why wouldn't you? Like, there's no reason not to there.
Exactly.
You get these cool shades. But also, like, you got to think about it. Everything was lit by fire back in the day. Fire is pretty bright, so a nice pair of shades is really the way to go.
Until Kafka.
That's true. You know, imagine Kefka with a pair of shades? Like, you'd end up rooting for that guy if he's wearing a cool pair of shades.
Kafka with shades?
Like a nice
blows up the whole
pair of
world,
Ray-Bans.
deals with it.
Alright, so we're gonna come up to a point where there is land turtles. Now, I've had this discussion numerous times. Is a land turtle not just a tortoise?
Forgot. Sometimes I'm so excited to close the menu, I just do it anyway. Storage.
Oh no!
That's not good. Poor Maria. Alright, we're good.
Oh, easy. Laughing. Fire Soul had nothing on you. And this game also has the classic Final Fantasy, or I guess just RPG mechanic of you'll fight just generic fire souls as random enemies, like later on in the run.
Yes. So I don't know when they stopped doing that, but bosses in like the earlier Final Fantasies in the beginning of it, a cool way of kind of figuring out how much you've grown in power level is by them just being regular mobs. So like the Adamantoids will fight again. What is it? Generals will fight again.
Yep.
Who else? Gatos, Fire Souls, all that stuff.
Yeah, I thought Gotos was the name of someone. I was like, oh, cool, you know, Gotos is one of the minions or whatever. Turns out, no, just the name of a generic enemy.
Just a general evil bro, just chilling, hanging out, taking over castles, you know, as you do.
Yeah, just big chilling, taking over castles.
As you do.
Yeah.
As you do with that.
You can't tell me that if you had the opportunity to take over a castle, you wouldn't take over a castle, right? You try to tell me that. You look in the eyes and you tell me that.
That's a lot of land, but okay, I'll take over a castle. All right, so who's ready for Chocobo Jams?
Chocobo Jams. I'm glad that we use them a bunch in the run as well. It's really good.
All right, goodbye forever, Chocobo.
Yep, that's it. Done. Don't even need to worry about it anymore. The good thing about Chocobo is, like in every other Final Fantasy, you can't get encounters on it, and so we traversed that desert without getting encounters. But we won't be so lucky next time we go through the desert.
Let me go. Let me go. I need him to throw the Antarctic wind. Why can't you take a hit, Gordon?
That was a kind encounter before we get the stage.
Alright, this is actually a really scary fight if I accidentally press escape. I know I can't escape. Well, this might just be an L because I pressed X.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. And everyone's asleep? Oh, no.
But they're looking cool while they're asleep.
No, you're right. They are. I mean, you can't tell me you've never fallen asleep at the beach without, sunglasses.
That's okay. This is like roughly 20-second time loss because of the quick save. And we're back in.
The good thing, as we were saying, the good thing about this is that the quick saves do help us out a bunch.
All right. See, easy. So easy. Yeah, potion you to be alive at least for.
And Maria took some damage, which was pretty good actually.
Yeah. Okay, good. And let's get out of here.
We got time for one donation?
Absolutely. We got time for all of them.
We got a $20 donation from Steph saying, "Thank you for doing this Final Fantasy II run. Haven't played this game, but now I think I'll add it to my list."
Glad to hear it. If you have any questions, hit me up on Discord. NINNYZ9353 is my Discord tag. I'd love to help you out with anything you have questions about or anything that you would need setting up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an incredibly easy run. The notes are super inclusive and super inclusive and are just super easy to read and done super well. And there's maps for everything. So in this game, you'll see in the top right corner that there's a map everywhere to go. And Ninnyz has lovingly taken them and added them to the notes, so they're incredibly useful.
Who likes MS Paint maps? Because I made MS Paint maps.
Oh, MS Paint it's clearly the best. Like Photoshop's got nothing on it.
Yeah, Photoshop doesn't even come pre-installed in almost every computer. Alright, Thieves' Gloves. Now that should help us get away from more encounters. Why am I doing that? There we go. And we're back in the group. I opened the Iron Gate. Alright,
This
so-
is another room that I also will save in, just because there's a lot that needs to go on, and it's quite a long room. You go back and forth a little bit. So
Yeah,
this is
I
one of
used
the
to
rooms
save
where
here
like
too.
you'll get sort of halfway through or a third of the way through, and you do a quick save because it just saves you a bunch of time in case you get an encounter with like a bunch of stunners or something like that.
So our Maria's very healthy. 166 and Dreadnought's pretty healthy for Maria. A lot of runs kind of just justify how well the run is going. A little bit off of Maria's health.
I think
Because
Last
unfortunately
time-
Maria tends to have less health, so Maria tends to die more, so you tend to lose time every
Yeah.
time you have to open up the menu and revive your characters. So roughly it's about 2 to 3 second time loss to open up the menu, revive, heal. So if your Maria
and
has
also
more
you
HP,
can do dumb mistakes like accidentally using like teleport in an area you're not meant to, or using stuff and just sort of using up your MP.
yeah.
I was gonna say my last run actually had the one where I was gonna beat your PB actually. Oh, Emma. I think I had Maria with more health than Furion for about 2/3 of the game.
That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely wild.
So balloons I'm not worried about right now, mines I am though. Also, we're locked in this area. If you were playing this casually, I would highly recommend that you save outside Dreadnought if you're having a tough time. You cannot leave the Dreadnought once you're in it. It's an unfortunate oversight that they continue to bring along with older Final Fantasy titles. I believe Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, and Tactics. Without spoiling anything, I would highly recommend that anybody playing those for the first time maintain multiple save files. And when you save, just save to the top one and kind of save periodically, but always save to a new, either a new file or just
Yeah.
keep like 3. That way, if you get locked in somewhere, you still have a save that you can kind of go back and farm and have a second chance at.
Yeah, that's what happened in my Final Fantasy 4. As I got all the way up to pyramids and then just couldn't beat them. I couldn't survive a single big bang. I was like, well, this is it.
Yeah, but at least in 4 you can go all the way back.
Yeah, but I didn't. The actually coming up here, what are they? Are they sergeants? What are they?
Generals.
But coming up at generals. Okay, in the room, we'll soon see. It's sort of like a maze, but there's a bunch of generals floating around, and you can actually fight them. And using the sleep curse sort of strategy, you can actually beat them. Unfortunately, it's to no benefit other than EXP and grinding up levels on your attacks. Because they don't actually disappear, so you have to still go all the way around the.
Yeah, so this room is unnecessarily large because you have to avoid the generals. Otherwise, it'd just be a pretty cut-dry room.
Yeah.
No, this is not a good pad to get stunned. Ambushed by. Don't stun the whole party. You... Ooh. I thought they were going to.
Yep, 5 stunners. Yep, good. Attack Maria. Oh no, that's like bad. Oh yes, easy, Gordon. You're laughing.
So it's actually still really funny to hear you react like to things like 10 seconds ago.
Not intentional. Like I can hear some of what you're saying through like live, and then I'll be like, oh, you'll say ambush, and I'm like, oh no, it's coming up. We gotta get ready.
It reminds me of the old stream days when you'd say something and you had to stare at chat for 15 seconds and wait and see if they're replying for you.
Oh, that's when I first started streaming, because the internet. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the second time I bring this up. Australian internet's not great, and so I would say something, and there would be like a 20-second delay before anyone else would like respond. So it's just
Helldivers will not let me go.
no, they're not.
Okay, I'm gonna let Gordon stay at low health because we're gonna lose Gordon here in a minute anyway. So there's no reason to waste a potion on our prince. Get the jam. We get a really nice cutscene coming up. So if there's any donations or
a good
anything
40
that you wanna say
Yeah.
on your end.
Hey guys, just want to say one quick thing real fast. If you want to donate to the charity, you gotta go to Twitch TV/MAGFAST, exclamation point, donate. Tell you exactly where to go and what to do, and we appreciate it and we love you.
It's a very cool jacket you're wearing.
Thank you. It's Hello Kitty. It matches my girlfriend's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so roughly half the run is over. After this, we just have a little bit more interesting boss fights to get through. Strong talked a little bit about where you have a kind of a choice where you can do A, B, or A, C, and then come back to B. And that's kind of coming up here. We have the choice to either go to Dice Cave or to go to the Tropical Island, depending on, we have to get two plot specific key items, the Black Mask and the, we have to put the Wyvern Egg into the vent, or into the lake, so we can bring the dragons back. So we gotta go up here, we gotta go to the King Room. He's doing some king stuff up here, as kings do. If you want to talk about some real king stuff, he takes his crown with him when he dies. Alright, so that's not the last that we'll see of Gordon.
I forgot that he took his crown with him. That's it's physically, it's like a mutation that's grown on his head.
So
Right?
this
No,
is
there's
Strong's
nothing-
greatest
there's nothing
weakness,
point in that,
is
21.
learning Dragoon and Wyverns. I didn't learn Wyverns, did I? I did, okay. Just double checking. I don't want to, roast you and then not do it myself.
Wow, gonna out me like that. That's fine, no worries.
Just a little bit.
Listen, Dragoons, it's just, you don't come back in here. You don't need to talk to Gordon anymore. No?
Not always. Alright, let's see. Just gotta sell all of Gordon's cool stuff. Alright. Alright, so high potions heal for 500, which is more health than we'll ever have. Oh, come on. I just want to get my boat. There we go.
All right. What do you reckon the overrun chances are on ambush for the Buccaneers?
I will not have an ambush on the Buccaneers.
I definitely think you will.
No way. There's no way. I drop. Alright, let's customize my potion there.
Alright, well, good luck. Oh, also, noise check on this. 5
Yes,
times.
of course. The fire tomes. So a lot of noise is going to happen with the fire tomes. There's going to be 3 of them in a row. And they're definitely the loudest thing in this game. Preemptive. Look at that.
Oh no! It was the opposite. Alright. We are on route to definitely the over our estimate on
You like that? Alright, you don't have to listen to fire tones ever again.
Excellent. That's the dream.
I have no idea how teleport or warp tones are going to be though. Also the confidence on Leela here. Let's rob you and take all your money. Oh, that failed. Hey, want to go fight the Emperor together?
Absolutely. Well, that's like clearly Layla is on a mission.
Clearly.
Also, Layla is like baby's first Faris from Final Fantasy V, and I absolutely appreciate it.
Yeah, Faris. A lot of the inspiration from Faris is drawn from Leela. Forgot to do this. So we're just heading to Dice Castle first. Dice Castle has a couple of cool items that we're going to pick up. The Sage's Wisdom and the Saint's Wisdom and the Sage's Intellect. 2 items that we're going to utilize to increase the Intellect and the Spirit gauges on Maria. It's going to allow us to utilize these Warp and Teleport Tomes to their full potential. So it basically gives them the equivalent of like max stats almost in those fields. So when we throw the Teleport Tome and we throw the Warp Tome, we have a higher chance of hitting everybody. Ah, first Gigas. Of the hill variety.
If I'm not mistaken, the so obviously your Saint Spirit and your was it Sage's Wisdom, Saint Spirit? Saint Spirit? Yeah. So Sage's Wisdom gets used for black magic, and Saint's Wisdom gets used for white magic.
Correct.
Respectively with your Warp Tome and Teleport Tome. And so you sort of want to get that off first to increase your associated stat, and then it just increases the chance of it hitting. There are obviously backups, and there are backups of backups, but unfortunately the backup of the backup is to reset.
Alright, so we're going to go over here and grab this cottage for safety.
Yes. Also sells for pretty good.
Cottages and tents are different. Tents will only heal a certain amount of HP and a certain amount of MP. Cottages will full heal everything, except for it will not cure a KO'd party member. So before you get Phoenix Downs, I believe this still has the Final Fantasy 2 mechanic, or Final Fantasy 1 mechanic of having to take your character to a church to revive them.
I don't know which Final Fantasy introduced where tents and jazz revive fallen party members.
It's probably when they collapse the tents and cottages. So I believe 5. I believe 5 only has tents.
Yeah,
could be wrong.
It does.
Would have to double check with Wanzig on that one.
Gotta ask Wanzig.
Ask us Wanzig.
Oh, there's the ambush. I'm paying attention.
Okay. Starting to get worried there for a second.
Nah, you're fine. Don't even worry. It's more like the problem with this kind of stuff is like Maria will get hit, and because you flee, you don't actually gain any experience. And so like now she's at a stage where she will gain health very slowly, but it's not like at such a high rate as what it used to be. So she'll stay between 116 and 2 now. That's sort of what she'll stay for the rest of the time.
Alright, so we're just gonna make our way through here. Dice Cavern isn't as scary as it used to be. Other people don't do this. I like to put the wing sword on Leela just to give her additional agility, to give us additional chances to go first and have a higher percentage of running when it's her turn. And as I say that, wow, we missed all of our run attempts on that one.
Geist Castle, all like fast. Kind of rhymes. It's alright.
Layla. Nope. There we go.
Oh no, Layla!
You gotta stop reacting.
I'm sorry. It was just, we obviously we don't want Layla to die. Layla is the fast one here, and also Layla is best girl in this game by far. Oh, ambush.
How high are we up to?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
20.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at the over-under game. My one weakness.
Listen, yeah, no, it was ambushes in this game are just beyond unfair.
Please don't all of them cast fire.
Alright, so here's sort of our first introduction to, what's it called? The boss is being used as enemy. So we'll see yellow souls here. There's also green souls, which if you get ambushed by green souls, oh my god, what is going on?
Fire, please consume us.
If you get ambushed by green souls, you're living the best life because they just all they do is heal.
Yeah.
From what I've seen,
Green souls are great.
Red souls obviously do what red souls do, and then you would have seen their yellow souls use fire and jazz. And so I don't know, like you'll come up later on with like mooses, like black moose and yellow moose and that kind of stuff, which will do essentially like the evolved version, like you get your mines, your bombs, your balloons, that kind of jazz. So the progression, they're essentially the same enemy with similar patterns, but for like progressively getting stronger.
Alright, I think we got it.
This menu here messes me up. So I'm like, oh, we gotta remove this, get this.
No. Saint Spirit. Almost did the wrong one. you attacked the wrong person. Alright, well this is a wipe.
Oh no!
That's okay. That's why we quick save. Alright, take two.
Yep, let's do it. So that's the backup of the backup strat.
Nope.
Wow!
That's really a low percentage.
If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen in a marathon, right?
Of course. But that's what's fun, right?
It is. Absolutely.
Third time's the charm.
That's what they say. Alright, here we go.
That's fine. One and done.
You were using Saint Spirit, weren't you?
Did I? Maybe that's why it missed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely why.
Okay. Well, then we figured out what I did wrong. I made a mistake. Alright, everybody to the back row. Everybody want to feel good. And we're on our way.
Heck yeah, let's go.
Okay, that was a dropped input. Okay, at least it's on Leela.
Yep.
We're good.
So, as in, I think every Final Fantasy up until, like, including 5, you can get encounters on the sea, and they're not nearly as bad. I know in Final Fantasy 6 you can get encounters on the airship, but in 1 through 5 you can get encounters on the sea, and they're not difficult encounters, but they can just waste a bunch of time because you can get, as in all these early games, you can get a bunch of them, and you can get ambushes and jazz. But they're mostly pretty kind to us.
The cool thing too is that the encounter rate on the ocean is a lot nicer. You can cover a lot more sea than you can land.
Absolutely.
Oddly enough too, there is, I believe, only one Final Fantasy that you get encounters in the air, and that is 6.
Oh, okay, alright.
Yes, Doomgaze, a hidden
Yeah,
boss
the
in
classic.
that. Actually, my best time on Final Fantasy VI has the Doomgaze encounter. Got super lucky with a preemptive on it and was able to run away from it. Oop. Before it casted like level 4, level 5 death.
That was the sort of first instance of having to need to deal with Venom after an encounter, which is really it's super easy, but
it's going to be more common now.
You just forget, yeah.
There we go. We're starting to get better runs.
Yeah, absolutely.
He says before getting a long encounter.
I mean, FF2 can hear you. You've got to be careful with what you say.
Aw. Lone Frog Boy.
The sprite for the poison toad is very cute. If it wasn't a poison toad, it'd be great. But alas.
That's a flat boy. A flat toad boy.
Yeah.
This is actually kind of interesting. I wonder if we're actually a little bit under-leveled, which means that by the time that we got Leela, she wasn't at the level that she would have normally been at when we get her.
Maybe. Yeah, that makes sense.
Just because I'm kind of noticing how hard it is to get away from some of these encounters so frequently. Usually once you get Leela and you have just the gold hairpin on her, it's quick, you know.
You've got wing sword equipped?
Yeah. Wing blades on her and gold hairpin, just those two.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, we get the sleep tome here to sort of mitigate anything that might go wrong with this next boss, but in my personal experience, it hasn't done a whole lot. Considering that Furion's sort of stats for magic aren't nearly as high as anything.
There it is. Just making sure I don't make another mistake this time. I actually thought about bringing the sleep sword or the sleep tome all the way to the Emperor fight and seeing if it did anything. I don't really think it does. Alright, get out of here. Easy fight.
No, we tested that out, and it unfortunately doesn't do a whole lot.
Okay, so then there's really no reason to bring it then.
No.
hour and a half roughly in.
Yep.
And we got about an hour to go.
Easy.
Just wonder how nice Queen Lamia is gonna be to me. So even with these two really good swords, they have really bad accuracy, which is why we give Fireon 2 broadswords at the beginning of the game. We were hoping that he's going to get his sword skill leveled up rather quickly and a lot higher than the others. It's also why we have Fireon sometimes attack enemies when he's not going to do a whole lot of damage. So we're hoping that he's got enough of a sword level to actually connect with the sleep sword and the ancient sword. Specifically the sleep sword first, at the very least.
You don't actually need to deal any damage, you just need to connect with it to actually increase your sort of level on that piece of equipment.
Alright.
Okay, this boss music for the Lamia Queen is
so steamy. Okay, he missed. Not good.
No ambush or anything? Okay, that's really good.
Okay, so she's asleep, that's good. Poor Maria's knocked out. We just need him to connect with...
Oh my god!
She might wake up. Okay, Ancient Sword's down. So she's cursed. She's still asleep? She's still asleep. Still asleep. Okay. Woo! A little bit scary there for a second. We didn't get the money.
That was an incredibly good fight for what happened.
Yeah. We got the ribbon drop, which isn't the best thing in the world. Doesn't really sell for a whole lot. We actually want the money from her to make sure that like we're insanely comfortable.
Could you... No, I was gonna say, could you use the ribbon somewhere? I didn't know that Lamia Queen dropped the ribbon. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Okay. I don't even know what it adds. Matter defense? Guess we could. There's that ether. There's that ether.
Well, doesn't ribbon... I was gonna say, doesn't ribbon stop anti-death?
Not always.
Or would it not be... Not always?
Not always.
I mean,
so,
if you got it...
ribbon works differently in every game. It's really confusing.
Right, okay.
Alright. So, so... It sells for 5,000, that's not that bad. Alright. Nope. Get all that. Get ourselves, 2 Maiden's Kisses. 5 of those. Don't really need to cure any of those. 4 of those. 1 of those. Alright, we're good. So now we don't have to really worry about anything for probably as far as shops are considered for either the rest of the game, but we may still go back to another shop just to make sure that we have you know, enough resources to finish off the game with. So we're heading to the Coliseum, which is we're going to have the Behemoth fight, and we're also going to be quick saving a lot more often.
Yeah, so this is what I was saying when we were going through the stand. Because you can get stuff like antlions and jazz, and antlions will just kill you dead, just straight up.
Ambushes can be pretty bad. It matters if they stun you, is the real issue.
Wow, being bold and not saving anywhere on it. Wow.
No, I saved. Just not the last 2 times. Gotta say though, the Emperor sprite's pretty sweet. Same with the Behemoth sprite.
So making sure that you...
Now there's a chunky lad.
Yeah, the Behemoth is just a phenomenal sprite. Gotta say, making sure that you put everyone in the correct people in the front row throughout the like menuing process before bosses could just like it not only saves you a bunch of time, but you have to spend a whole turn putting everyone in the correct row, and then you've also got to redo it in the menu as well.
Alright, so the good news about that Lamia fight is that Fireon got an additional sword level, so as you can see, Fireon's having a much nicer time with connecting with the bosses and keeping them asleep. And cursed. Alright, everybody's favorite Admiral Akbar impression? You fool, it was a trap. It's a trap.
My favorite is the
Hey guys.
is the soldier.
Sorry.
Is the soldier that hides behind the couch.
Hey guys, we're gonna do a quick donation interlude. So just donate to Child's Play by going to twitch.tv/magfast and clicking the link in the description. We hit our own goal of $2,500, so we've raised it to $5,000. Help us get there. Not to mention, there are a bunch of incentives to influence the gameplay in the future games. Right now, we've currently got a poll going on for who the final boss should be in the Final Fantasy randomizer. Personally, I'm fond of Whack-A-Garland, but currently, Double Dragons is winning. Vote now if you want to continue.
I'm pretty excited for that. I love me a good Final
great.
Fantasy 1 randomizer.
I've not seen nearly enough of it.
My personal favorite with randomizers are the Final Fantasy IV, the Free Enterprise. That one is a joy to play. I have not seen as much Final Fantasy 1, like you said, as I would like to, but every time I've seen a couple of my friends run it, it always looks like it's very interesting, very fun. It just depends on which Final Fantasy version they're running. I believe it's most commonly done on the Famicom version. We're gonna lose a lot of MP here. Please not fire around anymore.
Ambush with the parasites. They just leech MP. Same as like I think it's brains later on as well. Whenever they attack, they'll take MP. And that's sort of why we also got the cottage. And the off chance we got hit by something like this.
Everybody's in the back row, right? Nope.
No.
I was wondering why I was taking so much damage. Alright. Now it's time for us to go take back our castle.
Heck yes.
I mean, that's not bad. Emperor... And the Empire comes, takes over your castle, and you get it back in about an hour and a half. I mean... Not too bad. Yeah, we're not getting out of this antlion fight. Well, I guess it's only an hour and a half if you make it there.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright.
Oh well, it sounds like you're still going pretty well. You've already died a couple of times, which is very kind in front of us.
Save here. Only a page and a half left.
Oh, easy, absolutely easy. And from here, it's essentially just a straight shot. You go get some stuff done. You go find evil emperors, and you go essentially win the game. That's really every
Sorry.
Final Fantasy in a nutshell.
I'm having technical difficulties with my controller. That's why we brought the cable. Alright.
Look at that. Man who comes prepared.
Yeah, cool feature. Any Xbox One controller is a wired controller as long as you have a mini USB.
Maybe the worst luck is if you died in this encounter.
I know, right? As long as you have a mini USB that actually carries a decent signal and can charge any like the Samsung ones really work. As long as it's not a USB-C, obviously, but the Samsung one works really well because of the fast charging. So you kind of need something that can handle that additional voltage, because you need to send the power to the controller. But as always, wired controllers are often much better. I was just getting the wireless one just for ease of access, but luckily this thing isn't too far.
Yeah, I found
And we lost
that,
what, maybe 20 seconds of that? That's not too bad.
Yeah, maybe.
I just can't move around as much now because I don't want to pull the computer.
Sorry. When I first played this game, I decided to go retro and use my SNES controller, and they don't have like the triggers on them don't work.
They
so
don't have the RB and
right.
the R2 LT stuff like that.
Well, yeah. Sorry, the triggers actually on the SNES act as the triggers on the Xbox controller, but not the
bumpers.
Yeah, bumpers. Thank you.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Ooh, that's bad.
Let's see.
Yeah, Farian's definitely connecting a bit better now that he's got the extra sword level.
Right. Good. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice, and now you've got the now you've got the longest back and forth learning and using keywords.
Alright, that's it. I think we only have one more keyword to learn, and that's Cyclone.
I think so. Yeah.
Keep forgetting to move everybody. Okay, everybody's in the back row. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I realized that the people that I needed in the front row were in the back row when I fought Gatos and I rode him.
So this here castle, or at least the dungeon anyway, there's a lot of the rooms look the same. Like, I still use the maps, unlike that you've got in the guide, to be like, where on earth am I going?
Yeah, I still kind of get lost in this room from time to time. A cool mantis sprite.
It is a cool mantis.
So oddly, since this place is still kind of coded as a town or a city, I can't teleport out of it. But thankfully there's a teleporter pad, so I don't have to walk all the way out.
Yeah, so anywhere that you can't use
Heal Maria.
use your teleport.
I was hoping for a free high potion use.
Oh, green salt, excellent.
Well, Adamantoise wanted to hit Maria, so that's not good. Okay, those are the quick runs we want to see now.
Yeah, so with your because you can auto use your auto attack, auto battle is what it's actually called. But like as the encounter's loading in, like the first frame that's available, it'll use the first ability, which if it's flee, it means that like before the battle really even starts.
I like the white mask sprites in the game. The white mask and the black mask both have this really nice Metroid kind of sprite vibe to them.
Yeah, they're just big chilling on those. And as soon as you put them on the thing, like you'll see them. They're just sort of like big chilling on there. They sort of crackle on. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like a really kind head crab.
A kind head crab.
Yeah.
Okay. You're throwing me up here because I'm trying to like, I'm thinking about a kind head crab and I can't think of a single one.
I'm sorry. Listen, you know, just the well, you got to think about the process. You know, if there's mean head crabs out there, there's got to be nice ones. Right?
Sure.
Yeah. Listen, you know, multiple universes.
Okay. I guess by that definition, anything's possible. So we'll roll with that one.
You know, in some of them, maybe Valve is working on Half-Life 3, where you play as a head crab and really the story.
God,
of
wouldn't that be the
Half-Life 1
timeline?
Yeah.
All right, how are we looking on high potions? 91. Okay, we're good. I don't need to worry about any single thing. The timeline were Half-Life 3, Portal 3, and so we want to see a third of. Yeah, Left 4 Dead 3.
Check out this mask sprite. It's super cool.
It's kind of chopping on there.
It's a lie. See, like the fact that it like puts its like grapply things out.
It's mandibles.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, how many times has mandibles been used in a speedrun marathon?
I'm gonna call it 6 right now.
Say you're gonna call it 6.
6. Yep,
Show me 6.
Only 6.
All right, and the Anderson family gets a chance to steal. Uh-oh, cockatrice. Woo. All right, so those are the first enemy that can petrify our party members, which is a persisting status. Oops, sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
.420 blaze it. Our party was stoned. Counter. But not. Alright, so that's what? 4 wipes out of my control? That's not too bad.
No, it's fine.
Just lamenting a little bit because it's not even pandemonium, and we've already had all these things. Actually, well, one of them was my fault. I'll accept that. The Saint Spirit was my bad.
Yeah, that's fair. But like, you'll find that the game just if the game just wants you to die, the game will just make you die. Like you don't get much control of it.
When you gotta go. Alright, this is a nice groovy tune.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I like some of the dungeon music.
The
not as good.
The castle music is really
Pandemonium
chill,
is the best for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It is absolutely the best by far. But it's everything else in this game.
No mandibles
is
on that
pretty,
one.
Pretty up there.
And our first Marlboro.
Marlboro.
I mean, they're not even the worst ones. So they're not the most overpowered enemy as far as status effects are considered in this game. But because they don't have bad breath. Actually, bad breath in this game is given to a different mob. But they have, when they attack, they do all the same status effects though.
Yeah.
So that's what's really weird about it.
Single target bad breath.
Yeah, so
it's like they walk up to you. It's like they walk up to you personally and just breathe in your face, and they walk away.
Don't breathe on people.
There you go. Marlboro should really be wearing a mask.
That was a lot of animation for a small thing to happen. Where is my gold needles? Maria's back.
And there is some times where we were like, I think it's in Mysidia Castle or Mysidia Tower, where if Maria gets stoned and I don't have any gold needles, I will just continue to run. Maria's not doing much.
Poor Maria. She helps him run.
She's fine.
This isn't looking too good. Nope. Alright, well that's another one. Luckily I entered that door accidentally.
Yeah, really? Who needs quick save? We can just open and close doors.
A lot of unfortunate ambushes so far.
Yeah. FF2 giveth, FF2 taketh away.
It does. They really do.
Mm-hmm.
Another ambush. Alright, at this point we gotta be up to 30, so I've probably already lost at this point.
Alright, with this ambush, we're currently sitting at 29.
Okay, so I was kind of close, but yeah, there's no way it's gonna be sub 30.
No. And if it is, you're having an incredible late game.
I was being hopeful. I mean, we really only have like what, four more dungeons after this? Right? Yes, gotta put on a show. And if that show means more death, I guess that's what we're doing.
That's it. On the plus side, those parasites were attacking Maria. At least Guy or Furion weren't losing any MP there. Oh, we do have the backup. We do have the backup cottage. Really.
Yeah, we have a backup cottage and we have a backup ether, so we're really safe on all of those things.
Yeah, sweet. Lock it. I do want to do a quick shout out to the picture remasters in general. Picture remasters are phenomenally made. Like they keep as many of the core concepts as possible. They revamped all the music. Like it is an absolute blast to play. If you'll don't get the chance and you find it on sale, even FF2 I think is in Australia where everything's incredibly expensive. I think it's like $10 or something like that. I think it's true.
On sale, yes.
Yeah.
Am I really gonna get destroyed by manta rays? Yes.
Wow, that was really
okay.
mean
And then ambushed by a status party. Love to see it.
Yeah. That's how you know you're having a good time.
Okay. Alright, cool. Well, Maria will have a little bit more HP. It's gonna be a while since I've seen a Maria with over 200 HP. But I love a strong Maria.
The probably like the only downside to getting ambushed, like when you come out of a boss encounter or when you come out of a load, is that you can't really press your auto attack or your auto battle button because everything resets back to attack when you load a quick save. And also you've got all your boss mechanics and everything set in, so you have to sort of wait there really slow, wait for everyone to do their like attacks, and then you gotta set the commands.
So we're gonna forget teleport, so that way we don't accidentally teleport out of any dungeons.
Yeah, who would do that, right?
Nobody.
Especially not on like 10 minute ahead of a run.
That sucks so bad. I'm sorry that
I
happened to
wasn't
you.
thrilled. We were 3 rooms away from finishing the game.
Shame.
It's okay.
Alright, so who likes Leviathan? Leviathan's
I mean,
pretty cool.
I do.
Great summon.
I like Leviathan.
Good raid in Final Fantasy XIV.
It is a good.
Well, fortunately we're gonna get eaten by Leviathan today, so sorry.
On the other hand, even though we're getting eaten by Leviathan, we get introduced to possibly the greatest character, besides Layla, the greatest character in the game.
I actually want to know why why Rickard is stuck inside Leviathan.
Yeah, he's just big chilling there, you know. Like he's, I assume he was trying to find wyvern egg, sort of just big chilling around there. And Leviathan came up and was like, you know what, I'm a tad hungry. You know, you can't judge a Leviathan for being a bit hungry.
Just a quick nom.
So if I'm not mistaken, the Leviathan is the first instance of hazard tile. And hazard tiles act like, I think it's the same as poison that deals 1 damage per step, but it greatly increases your threat. So your chance of getting encounters go up astronomically. And so you always want to sort of do a quick save before exiting the hazard tiles, because you are almost guaranteed to get an encounter on that step, maybe step after.
Alright. Try to make sure I did that menu right.
Oh, maybe that ship is what Ricard was on.
Maybe. That would make the most sense.
Hmm. But it certainly doesn't look like our ship. Oh, easy round one. Laughing. Okay, so I don't think we've seen it yet, and we really hope not to. But every single encounter in this game, including boss encounters, can be ambushes or preemptive strikes. So coming up in the next couple of fights, where we'll be fighting a couple of Gigases, there is the chance that all of them can be ambushes, all of them can be preemptive strikes. This becomes incredibly relevant in a couple of boss fights from now, where we have sort of 3 fights in a row, and if any of them are sort of ambushes, because their status affects attacking enemies, it puts us on the back foot real quick.
Yeah. Mycedia Tower's relatively safe.
Yeah.
There we go. Unfortunately, the Cyclone is not as safe. Cyclone introduces the first time that you can't run from a specific type of enemy, and it's really only a formation of enemy. It's really only the 2 pair of the Dark Knights that you can't run from. No, not Phoenix Down.
If I'm not
And
mistaken,
not stop getting poisoned.
Yeah, that's the worst, and that's like all that stuff, like ambushes and all that kind of jazz, are the worst because you got to manually. And that's where, like, if Maria was on low health, you would have to menu a lot more. There was a good chance that Marie would die. You have to use your Phoenix down to use your life and that kind of jazz.
So. Right. So we got the 3 elemental Gygases, however you want to pronounce them. Fire, ice, and thunder. They're all relatively going to go the same way.
Yep. Everything gets hit with sleep and everything from here on out gets hit with sleep and curse.
You just punch it to death.
Now every single enemy is susceptible to sleep and curse. Just like we were saying that every single fight can have ambushes, this includes bosses as well, including sort of the bigger end boss towards the later game as well.
That works. We have like 2 rooms, that's fine.
This is our first instance of having to, like, in the same area, multiple bosses or fights where you have to put in commands, and then remembering to set flee on afterwards as well. I think this might also be our first instance of what we'll see coming up, stuff like the dragons in the last part of the game. Encounters that classify as technically boss fights, so encounters you can't. But these guys are obviously in the way, so you have to beat them anyway. Coming up, there'll be encounters that you can just randomly get, albeit a low chance, but you can't run from them, and the boss music will actually play.
The Gygases? No.
No, not the Gygases, the dragons and the behemoth.
Oh,
the
yes.
later part.
Sorry, I got confused. I thought you were talking about the Gygases.
No, not quite.
Interesting. A 1-hit kill for Guy. So far down. Keep everybody healthy.
Wow, you're being very brave and not saving in this room at all.
I'm really feeling it. I'm feeling lucky.
No, absolutely. Listen, I'm all for it. I think you're doing incredibly well.
That's what I love to hear. Good vibes only. Alright. So after this, we don't have to worry about any more Gygases. Well, any more Gygases that we have to fight. There we go. Alright, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more dungeons.
Wow, you're really in there. But this room here is one of the ones that I will definitely, like, after getting the first encounter, if we survive, I will definitely save. Because these guys coming up are anyone who can, like, essentially put stone on you or can curse you or anything like that. Here we go, like this.
Yeah, we got lucky on that encounter. Only one stone landed. The other one missed, and the other one was just a physical attack.
Hmm. So this map in the game. So the maps actually act as like active sort of what's going on the actual screen. And if you look at the map, you'll actually see the waterfall going down. Because I believe this is the only map in the game that actually does it.
Yes. All right. Made it out the top of the Mycelia Tower, and now we get to see Minwoo be a complete, utter.
Yay!
I don't know if I can say that word, but we'll just say he's being awesome. Production value on fleek.
Now, is Minwoo using the ultimate tome here, or are we
No.
getting the ultimate tome?
We're getting the ultimate tome.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Bye, Minwoo. Surely that's the last party member that's gonna die, right?
I mean, we've had such good luck with all the party members we've had so far, so I can only assume that this is our final party.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
Every good final party needs a dragoon.
Exactly. I mean, Pain, Sid in Final Fantasy VII, Freya? Freya's a dragoon.
Come on, there's more.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking, I haven't played 10. I couldn't tell you in 10.
Kimari.
6.
Kimari's kind of a blue mage.
Mari, fair enough. Yeah, okay. Final Fantasy 6. Who's the dragoon in 6?
There's really no dragoon in 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Dragoon in Final Fantasy 5, the class? There you go.
Go. Oh. Forgot to go to the mirror.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, I even wrote it in all caps. Go to the mirror.
That's alright. To be fair, what's the mirror gonna do? It's not like it's gonna summon anything that's gonna help us get to the cycle. Really. Not really that important.
He says coyly.
Dragoon and Wyvern back together again.
Reunited and it feels so good.
Alright. Now we're going to essentially go and get the strongest weapon in the game that we alluded to earlier. If you'll have played any of Final Fantasy II, you'll know that the Blood Sword is the single strongest weapon in the game for certain enemies. And the final boss is actually one of those enemies. So not only are they susceptible to sleep and curse, but they also take increased damage from blood swords. And if you've played any JRPG before, blood swords act as lifesteal. And so you get, like, all damage that you deal, you actually receive back as health.
We're looking 35 high potions. Okay, I'm gonna go buy some more. Not have to worry about any other shops in the game, so I'm just gonna get ourselves stocked up and looking healthy. Also, clear out inventory I don't need. Nope, need those.
Oh no, the poor fire turn. wonder if you got a confused tone whether you use it and like confuse the enemy,
Doesn't really do anything.
especially coming up for the upcoming fights.
Alright. We have more items than we will need for this entire run.
Yay!
Into the cyclone. If we have
you
any
go around you go around the
donations
front
or
end.
any donation messages while I get to the cyclone, or any reminders,
We do not have any donations right now, but if you want to donate, go to Twitch TV/MAGFAST and click the link in the description. We are still accepting donations for the final boss of the Final Fantasy Randomizer coming up next. Currently, Double Dragons is still massively in the lead. If you want to change that, donate now.
I mean, Double Dragons is great, but we definitely want to see a crazy option. If Double Dragons isn't crazy enough. So I'm just kind of being cautious, making sure that I don't get a dual Royal Guard encounter, because that's the one that I can't run from and I have to fight. Okay. Okay, you can rip it. It's fine. Did that out of order too.
Yeah, you're fine.
That's what I was missing. I was wondering, I was a little bit slow on something, and it was because Maria did not have her black garb on. Alright, front row, front row, front row. Maria can stay in the back row. Safe. Alright, this is the hardest fight in the game. So it's gonna be a 3 back-to-back fight, where we're basically trying to make sure that we take care of this 2-pack of Royal Guards. After that, there's a 3-pack of Royal Guards, and then it's the Emperor, 2 Royal Guards, and a Wood Golem. The Royal Guards always inflict venom, so that's a pretty good first one. Not mad about that at all.
Yeah, that was good. That was good quality.
Okay, round 2 is not looking too bad either. That's a good hit. 700.
So all of these
And you
Royal
need
Guards
to get
and
healed.
soon just come up Wood Golem as well, can heal status elements from their regular attacks. Oh, Furion with the light. Excellent.
Same thing. Heal Firion. Attack. Okay. Looks like we're gonna get through phase 2 relatively unscathed. Maria's gonna be in a pretty healthy position. She's in the back row, so she's not gonna take as much damage. Alright. Now for the Emperor proper.
Yep. He's hoping no ambushes.
Good. Alright.
Excellent. That's what I like to see.
We can actually... Let's use a turn to try to cast a teleport tome. Hey, we got 1 Royal Guard gone!
Oh, wow! Solid effort!
Alright, now Firen just focuses on you. I'll just have you cast high potions, and then that'll just be it. We just hope that everything goes according to plan. As we just get to chill to this music.
The auto battle in this is incredibly smart. So Maria will high potion whoever is on the lowest health, and sort of keep that going, assuming that we have enough of them.
That's a fantastic fight.
That was a great fight.
If only it did this well at home. That's also a great sprite. Deademperor.png.
Yeah, well, it's alright. To be
Alright,
fair, this is the last time we'll ever see them. So.
surely. So now we get Castle Polymesia, which I believe has the same music as the Cyclone does. Jade Passage, I believe, does too. But Pandemonium is also a fan favorite for those that enjoy Nobuo Uematsu's music. I believe it was also remastered but slowed down in Final Fantasy IX. So, great song. Shame that you don't get to hear it as you go through like your combat steps. It's not like, you know, 2 Xanarkin and 8, or no, not 8, 10. I know my Final Fantasy.
We have time for one quick donation.
Absolutely.
We got a
But
$20
like,
donation from Strong Chonkler saying, over 30 ambushes, who could have guessed?
Thank you so much. Did you put it towards an incentive? Alright, must be that.
Yeah, it's that classic delay. Yeah, no, we put it towards the Final Fantasy Random.
Ooh, who'd you vote for? Or is it secret?
I believe I went for Double Dragons.
Jumping on that bandwagon?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can't blame you. Double Dragon sounds awesome.
It really does.
It's like dragons, but 2 of them.
That's double the amount of dragons.
Alright. Well, it's time to tuck Sid into bed. Sid's had a long day. Sid not okay, though.
That's alright. Like, he's kind enough to at least lend us or give us at this point the airship. So we've got a bit more mobility. Unfortunately, we're about 20 minutes away from finishing the run. Or 25 minutes away from finishing the run. So the airship actually only gets used for about 15 seconds in total.
Yeah, it's also, this Final Fantasy is probably the one that does Sid the worst justice, because he's only exists for you to buy, or to get 2 keywords from, and then to die so that way you can use his airship. You don't even get a chance to save him like in 6. So what we're doing right now in the story is everybody was super happy because they thought that the Emperor had been defeated, but it turned out that Leon, our old party member, has turned evil and decided to ascend to the throne and take over the Empire. So what we need to do is we need to fly over to his castle and bop him on the nose and be like, stop that.
Who could have seen this coming?
Hey look, it's that boss.
Oh no, it's that boss again.
Please leave us alone, I was just making a joke. Dang, 222 health for Maria, 333 health for Firion.
Wow, that's blessed, right?
It's gotta be. I got a friend that believes in like numerology, that like patterns of numbers mean different things. I think it has to be in at least a segment of 3. I don't know a thing about it, so I wouldn't be able to educate anybody, but it is intriguing to look up.
That makes sense.
Oh, well, Firion's dead. A good thing that guy knows life. Nope. Nope. Yep. Nope. There we go.
Well, you've got enough Phoenix Downs. Like at this point in the game, I think I stopped using Phoenix Downs. Sorry, I stopped using life and just start using Phoenix.
It's an old habit. I can't stop using life.
You know, I'll just say that.
Wow. Okay. Blizzard is pretty loud. $81. Got it.
I mean, not nearly as loud as Fire Tone. That's.
No, yeah, no. Fire Tome definitely is peaking.
Have you? Is Ultima loud? Could you use Ultima at any point in this? Could you
We
use the
sell
Ultima
Ultima for 1 gil. I sell it just to get out of my inventory. Poor Minwoo
That's
died
all
for
it's used
nothing.
you know? Minwoo would be proud, you know.
Minwoo would be sad. He's like, alright, I gave you all of my energy so that way you can get the world's most powerful spell. You immediately go to a pawn shop and go, what do you give me for this?
Yeah, what can I get for this?
Give you one schmeckle.
Renowned Ultima.
Oh look, it's the Imperial Shadow. Y'all like death? Sometimes things happen for the first time. I've seen the Shadow Emperor, I've just never seen him do the death.
Yeah.
Didn't know he could do the death.
Oh.
What would be funny is if I would have kept that ribbon and just like threw it on somebody per chance, and then you would have been like, ha, see? The ribbon.
Yeah, right.
Willing to bet that the ribbon doesn't prevent death in this game, though.
Yeah, I don't.
They give it to you way too early.
I have the power of the internet.
They have the internet in Australia? Amazing what they're doing with technology
as you
these
can tell,
days.
as you can tell, it's still in beta. So.
Beta net.
Yeah.
Everything that you own runs on Netscape.
Essentially, yeah. Like I'm at this moment, I'm pedaling on a bicycle to power it.
Love that. It's a great way to stay fit.
Got it, you know, down here. That and running away from deadly animals.
Cool. $77.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, some of these encounters are being real interesting.
Yeah.
And by interesting, I mean frustrating.
Okay, so it grants resistances to all 8 elements, but doesn't have any protection from stasis.
That's what I thought. Because I believe that there's literally a piece of equipment in this game that prevents you from dying from death. Uh-oh. Okay, good. He's stunned.
Oh, ambush. Alright.
Honestly, the most dangerous person in this entire party is actually Firion. So if Firion gets confused and starts attacking people, it's over. He puts them to sleep and he curses them, so every single attack is going to do a lot more. Speaking of asleep. Alright. Let's remember that not everybody's on flee right away. Nope. See? Got the error sound. Done messed up. Alright. Final screen of Castle Polymesia, and what a castle it has been. Oh, come on!
That's not good.
they're doing this for the lulz now.
Yeah, no, generals will just knock you out. They'll just take you out.
Big old troll the generals they be. Okay, good. Everybody's on flee, I can press X. We're good. I'm getting a little bit too loosey-goosey here.
Nah, what do you got? It's fine. It's only the last couple of screens. I don't have the strongest encounters in the game. It's fine.
I know, I'm just so sad it's almost over. I've enjoyed my
I
time
know,
here.
right? This has been a great time. Thank you for having me.
Production value really increased in Polymesia. Yo, look at that man with that meat tenderizer. Gotta say, for all the party members that died, Rickard goes the most spectacular fashion.
Absolutely. Yeah, as you were saying, the sprite work in this game is phenomenal. And so, like, the fact that your Charizard comes and saves us is also a benefit.
Yeah, no, I'm really impressed with all the sprite work. It's all universal, so you'll see a lot of the same enemies from Final Fantasy as they go through. A little bit's been updated here and there, but all the character models are made to be the same height as the Final Fantasy VI models, as well as the pixel density of like the graphics are made to be in like that same kind of a fashion with the depth. So it makes the whole pixel remasters look universal. Yeah. It's really nice.
It's gorgeous.
So by this logic, we'll roughly have to wait another 20 years for the Polygon remasters of 7, 8, and 9.
God, the Polygon remasters sound like the perfect thing. Like, could you imagine someone remaking Final Fantasy VII?
Just hope it's not episodic.
I mean, to be fair, that's the only way you could do it. It's such a big game.
Yeah, you're right. It fits on 3 discs. Sorry, 3 CDs.
3 CDs?
3 CDs.
That's how you know that's how you know how you date yourself back there.
You're in the big leagues with your CDs.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Leon in the party, and as you can tell, Leon's it. Leon's the one.
Yeah, Leon is who we call.
Need giant gloves, and then everybody in the back row. Yeah, 1k HP starting. I mean, that's your first draft pick. Take a dip in the pool. So
okay, if you had to rank everyone in this game, who's top notch for you, and then progressively.
Top 3 would be Leon, Rickard, Leela, Rickard, and Leon. Leela, Rickard, and Leon. Got my L's mixed up.
Ooh.
So welcome to Jade Passage.
Jade Palace is just a bad time. It's just a bad time.
Looks pretty though.
It looks fantastic. Unfortunately, those looks are deceiving.
So far, it's been okay. Playing a little bit fast and loose. Second to last dungeon of the game.
You know, you've worked so hard. You're allowed to cut a couple of corners. You know.
Oh yeah. And how are we doing on time, by the way? Okay. You attack, defend, attack. So Leon has the blood sword in his main hand. Leon's left-handed, and then has the poison axe in his right. Those 2 weapons are going to be key in defeating the Emperor. Because the only 2 people that are actually going to attack the final battle is Firion and Leon. Uh-oh. Okay. Alright, guy didn't get to go to sleep. And Leon missed it, cool, alright.
Oh, ambush.
Come on.
Surprisingly, you would have been really close to being under, I think.
That's good.
We just hit 35.
We just hit what? Oh, ambushes. 35? We'll wait till he comes back.
Sorry, you just hit 35. Yeah.
Ambushes are not being kind. And most of these encounters are not being kind either. Come on. Dude, there's the bad breath. Bad breath 10.
Yeah, Pandemonium.
I forgot that it had a number. That's making me weak up here.
So you'll see Ninnyz starting to quick save essentially before every encounter. And that's just because, as you've seen, not only can you get dragons, that kind of jazz, but like abyss worms or Marlboros or any, group of those, they'll just kill you dead if they get the chance to. And so, at the runner's leisure, they should be essentially quick saving before every encounter, every second encounter. Because not only do you just die on a whim, and you want to save as many steps as possible, but it takes so little time to quick save.
Alright, so we're on the last screen. Oh, second to last screen of Jade Passage, and then we'll be in the Pandemonium.
Yeah, and then we got the biggest rat jam. I love the Pandemonium song so much.
Well, we're probably dying here.
Oh, well, lucky we quick saved. Yeah, that'll do it.
If it's another Cyclone, Leon can handle it. Nope, alright. I know. You're all holding out for it, I know it, I feel it. Encounter. Okay, not an ambush.
Oh, not an ambush. Okay, cool.
Yeah, this run has been a little bit more brutal than normal. But that's Final Fantasy 2 for you.
Yeah.
But if anything, this proves that no run is truly over. Like no run is truly dead. You only ever lose time in this.
I was gonna say, even
Come on, Leon.
Even with
Leon,
even with the number of
Leon.
encounters you've been getting.
Nope. Okay. He's mad because I ranked him 3.
I mean, like I said, Final Fantasy 2 can heal.
It can. I do say that. Every time I go like, hey man, you know what? The Jade Passage is not going so bad. It immediately goes horrible.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. Pandemonium's where it's at. You get a one Lamia Queen and 5 quells.
Yep. At least with Pandemonium, when you're gonna die in there and you're gonna party wipe, it's all over. Like it's quick. They don't mess around.
That's true. Right, they're quick to it.
One more encounter? Nope. Okay. Auto saved. The worst part is like it was big packs of abyss worms. Both of the ones that killed me were like 6 packs of abyss worms.
But only 1 dragon, so
I think I lost some more time in the abyss worms than I did the dragon, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that. Oh, these abyss worms are out to get you.
They are.
You reckon it's the same 5 abyss worms?
They just keep following. Hey, yo, get back here. Where's Aaron? I just need him to yeet him into space. Alright, Pandemonium. A banger of a track for 2 notes. Got it.
Alright, get your rat jams ready.
There's what, 9 floors here?
I believe so, yeah. 9 floors if you finish it. 6 if you don't.
Gotta stop adding additional steps in here too.
Yeah, this is where I don't know if it's anywhere or if it's the last couple of rooms is where you can get what's called the King Behemoth, and that's what we were alluding to. At least what I was talking about earlier was the encounter that acts like a boss you can't run away from.
Right.
Also
Yeah.
plays the boss music and that kind of jazz. And so it's unfortunately it's incredibly easy to beat. It just takes up like a good 30 or 40 seconds worth of time.
It's quite majestic though. Not gonna lie.
It's listen. If you could call a behemoth good looking, it'd be that one. You know?
I would warn against not looking up good-looking behemoths.
Okay, it sounds like you're doing pretty well with your encounters. So.
Oh, and see, now you said something. Why'd you do that to me? I thought we were friends.
Listen, it wasn't intentional. I was just, oh no! All right, no,
We got through. You're fine.
I'm sorry.
We're friends. We're still friends.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad. Oh no!
Only one person got insta-gibbed.
Yeah, well, that's fine. As long as only one person, it's fine.
But it was
It's
poor
okay.
Leon.
But that's like the Coels for you though, because they've got Blaster which stuns you, and they've got
Yo,
like
what an
you got a
attack
pack
name.
of 5 of them. Yeah.
We're actually gonna legit finish this with 333 and 222
Yeah,
health
really,
on
like,
both
really.
of these characters. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Oh, come on, let me go. Let me go. Yes. Corals are scary.
Easy,
Look at those
easy.
red eyes. Up to no good, those two.
Yeah, you can tell. It's the red eyes. Anything with red eyes. Tifa. Like, have you seen Tifa do any good recently? That's what I thought.
I haven't.
Exactly.
Tifa deniers. Just kidding. We love Tifa. Especially short-haired Tifa.
No, yeah, absolutely.
One of the best mods. Along with Always in Dress Cloud. Just can't wait for Oops All Barretts.
That's an all. What? I didn't know that existed. Oh my god, I need to go check that out.
We're teaching strong things on the internet today.
Oh, I'm in. This is great.
Alright. We're gonna leave Marie to question her life. So that's Amnesia. It lowers intellect and spirit, but since we don't use any of those spells at this point of the game, we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. So the
Yes. I think you cut out.
No, it's alright. You're good. Alright, it's fine. Yeah, you finished talking. It's all good. Don't even worry.
No, you started to say something, but then you cut out. That's
I know. Yeah. I stopped talking because I could hear you saying exactly what I was going to say.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're cursed. That's actually a problem.
Yeah. Exactly. Sometimes the delay works well for us. Sometimes it doesn't.
Didn't pick up any items for curse. That's fine. With any luck, they'll die and we'll revive them. And that's how you cure status effects.
Yeah. The best way to cure like stone oh sorry, is it stone? Yeah. Or like blindness or anything if you don't have it, it's just kill them and then revive them.
I don't think you can cure stone by killing them.
I don't think you can do stone, no, that was my bad. But like curse or confusion or like poison.
Yeah.
Was it on blindness now?
Oh, here's our boy.
Oh, stupid sexy bitten.
So majestic. Look at that. Y'all got an extra boss fight. We can still encounter more of them, though.
That main. Look at that main.
Okay. We go again. Or as DJ Khaled
no.
once said, another one. Yo, that boy, he could play the guitar though.
I think we just didn't hear enough of this sweet boss move.
Got a power sash. Really curious
Oh,
to see if that
sweet.
does anything
Excellent.
good.
No, it's fine. But...
Couldn't. At this point of the run, probably not. Thankfully that fire is not as bad on the ears.
If only you could throw it. You could throw items if you will.
Awesome. That's actually good. It cured the status effects.
Yeah, it did. Maria died. It's a blessing.
Or Maria. Alright, second to last screen of the game. Oh, I can't run from blue dragons.
Nah, she's fine. Big deal. She's just having a sleep.
just,
say it's the longest
just having a snooze.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dragon!
High key, I just want Leon to die really quick. Ah, dang. I was gonna let the poison ticks kill it, but it's alright.
At least Leon got swords up, so that's sort of beneficial. Alright, here we go. Here's the last screen.
Gonna
we
menu
go.
right in front of the boss because it's the power move.
Yeah, that's the game. At least it wasn't a behemoth.
Alright. High potion, everybody. Leon gets to be in the front row. Quick save in case anything goes awry. Then you get to listen to the battle music for a cool 10 seconds. Time is when Emperor starts to dissolve. There it is. And that's Final Fantasy II.
GG's, well done, congratulations.
Who wants some notes? You do? Alrighty. They're all yours, buddy. Alright, I want to thank everybody for letting me run this here. I had a lovely time doing Hollow Knight last year, and I had a fantastic time doing this for you. I hope to be back next MAGFAST, and everybody look forward to the Final Fantasy randomizer that's going to be closing out the day.
Yeah, absolutely, it's going to be great.
Oh. And because I promised somebody at home, my girlfriend, thank you for making me do this. My name is Ninnyz on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ninnyz. I primarily do Final Fantasy content, sometimes Hollow Knight randomizers, and I'm currently learning how to speedrun all the Final Fantasy games. I'm not good at promoting myself. But because my girlfriend is watching this and she believes in me, thank you.
Wow, what a fantastic Final Fantasy II run. Thank you, Ninnyz. And one last thing I'd like to flex. We want to donate to Child's Play, Twitch TV/MAGFAST. Just click the link in the description. You'll be able to donate. And like I said before, we've already reached our initial donation incentive of $2,500, but let's see if we can get to $5,000 by the end of the event. There are multiple incentives as well, so feel free to vote for those. Right now, we have an incentive that should end shortly for the Final Fantasy randomizer, or who the final boss should be. Right now, Double Dragons is in the lead, but we could change that if we get a nice donation for something else. Personally, I'm voting for Whack-A-Garland. But next up, we have the Final Fantasy randomizer with Saint Von Jester.